The Guardian reported in October 2020 that Khabib Nurmagomedov is the second most popular Muslim athlete in the world, trailing only Egyptian player Mohamed Salah in terms of global popularity. After a long and successful career in the UFC, Khabib Nurmagomedov is done with the UFC. Here's why. We hope you enjoy the video. Khabib Nurmagomedov is done with the UFC. Russian fighter Khabib Nurmagomedov is not returning to the UFC. Khabib is a two-time combat Sambo world champion who has competed in the disciplines of Sambo, Judo, and wrestling during his career. He is widely considered as one of the all-time great mixed martial artists and has won numerous championships. Nurmagomedov was the top-ranked fighter in the UFC's men's pound-for-pound rankings at the time of his retirement and remained there until he was stripped of his title in March 2021 after his title vacation. According to Fight Matrix, he is the greatest lightweight of all time. Russia's Nurmagomedov, who was originally from the Republic of Dagestan, became the first Muslim to win a UFC championship in 2015. He has over 30 million followers on Instagram as of August 2021, making him the most followed Russian on the social media platform. As a promoter, he is most known for marketing the Eagle Fighting Championship, EFC, which he helped to establish. A few moments after choking out Justin Gaethje on Fight Island, the Russian abruptly announced his retirement from the sport at the age of 32. The timing of the retirement further added to the shock of the announcement. With a perfect 29-fight record and 3 knockout victories in a row over 3 of the top fighters in his division, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, and the most recent Justin Gaethje, Khabib appeared to be at the pinnacle of his abilities when he retired. According to him, following the demise of his father, Abdulmanap, in the summer of 2020, he pledged to his mother that the Gaethje bout would be his last and he would then retire. He stated his reasons for retiring in the emotional post-fight interview. Having learned from that fatal night, Nurmagomedov has followed in the footsteps of his late father, becoming a mentor for younger fighters from his native Dagestan, including fighters like Islam Makhachev and Zubara Tukagov, among others. Other stories have revolved around Dana White's attempts to bring Khabib back into the cage, but the current president of the UFC has declared that all hope of Khabib returning has been abandoned completely during this time period. "I've given up all hope, and you should as well," White said in an interview with TMZ. "He's finished. Believe me when I say that. I threw everything I had at this kid. I tried everything I could to persuade him to stay, but I think he's given up. Having gone undefeated in his professional career and retiring undefeated, he has now gone undefeated as a coach, which is a remarkable accomplishment. Throughout his life, he has experienced nothing except success, and he is now ready to embark on the next chapter of his journey through life. I believe Khabib has reached the end of his rope." Khabib has recently explained why he did not accept a €100 million deal to battle great boxer Floyd Mayweather, who is 50-0 in his career. Speaking on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast, Khabib stated that he did not fight for money and that he would not be tempted to return to the ring if lucrative offers came his way again. Whatever the motivations for his retirement, whether it's a desire to carry on his father's coaching legacy or some other reason we'll never know, few can fault the most dominant lightweight in the world for taking a much-needed and well-deserved sabbatical from the sport he loves so much. The Guerrilla Fighting Championship, GFC, a Russian mixed martial arts promotion, was purchased by Nurmagomedov for $1 million upon his retirement, and the organization was renamed as the Eagle Fighting Championship, the EFC. In 2021, he signed a contract with the Russian football team FC Legion Dynamo to play football. Will we miss his fighting style? To defeat his opponents, Nurmagomedov adopts a wrestling-based style of persistent pressure that is commonly referred to as mauling, through the use of a variety of wrestling and judo sambo takedowns. He drives his opponents against the cage and ties up their legs and an arm in order to prevent them from attempting to escape. From this stance, he exhausts his opponents by pressing his body against theirs and attacks with measured strikes that his opponents are often unable to defend or avoid. He won 19 of his 29 fights by way of TKO or knockout or submission over the course of his professional career so far. MMA legend Randy Couture, a 3-time UFC heavyweight champion and 2-time UFC light heavyweight champion, lauded Nurmagomedov, describing him as brilliant. "He's the most terrifying lightweight contender in the world," says MMA commentator Joe Rogan, who holds black belts in both 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. "He's just on another level of grappling, and that the odds of beating him drop significantly after the first minute and a half," says Rogan of Nurmagomedov. According to UFC referee Herb Dean, Nurmagomedov communicates with his opponents during the course of a fight. Nurmagomedov is finished with Conor McGregor as well. Khabib, the former UFC lightweight champion, does not believe Conor McGregor will ever return to the top of the sport of mixed martial arts, and he believes the sport should cease supporting his former adversary following his loss to Dustin Poirier. Nurmagomedov, who announced his retirement from mixed martial arts in 2020, defeated McGregor in a title bout in October of last year. The build-up to and aftermath of that battle were both memorable for their ugliness. Nurmagomedov's faith, wife, and father were all attacked by McGregor, who tossed a dolly at a bus Nurmagomedov was riding in. Khabib made headlines when he memorably leapt out of the Octagon to face face McGregor's entire crew after winning the fight. Following his TKO loss to Dustin Poirier at UFC 264, during which he suffered a broken lower left leg, McGregor insulted Poirier and threatened him with a gun. In the opinion of Nurmagomedov, if the sport continues to promote McGregor, who he believes will be unsuccessful in the future, the sport will pay a price. Money and fame show who you are, Nurmagomedov said in an interview with ESPN. We hear all the time that money and celebrity have the ability to transform individuals. No. When money and celebrity come your way, these two things serve to demonstrate who you are. In the meantime, what has McGregor done? In a bar in 2019, he struck an elderly gentleman. Everything he did can be seen by you and understood. It's exactly as Justin described him. This guy is a piece of blank. I observed a lot of tweets attempting to rally support for him. How are you planning on assisting this individual? When do children and the younger generation watch him in this sport? If you want to publicize your fight, publicize it. If the MMA community is going to support these bad people, this sport is going to go in a bad way. On McGregor's fighting career, Nurmagomedov expressed his dissatisfaction with the Irishman's overall lack of motivation, as well as his leg injury, which he believes will hinder his ability to compete at a high level. The Russian remarked that if his legs were not shattered, without broken legs, yes, he could be the same, but with broken legs, he'll never be able to kick as hard again. I don't think he'll return to the top with them, at least not in the short term. The fact that Conor is only 32 years old is a positive sign, but what has happened to his mind and legs, this guy is finished, yet he's an excellent candidate for promotion. Nurmagomedov went on to claim that he believes the UFC would put McGregor against either Dustin Poirier or Nate Diaz when he returns, that he believes McGregor will lose in either of those fights. There has been a long-running spat between McGregor and the Russian for years already, McGregor being controversial and violent, while Nurmagomedov has somewhat conservative views on the world. Nurmagomedov's views. The Guardian reported that following his high-profile victory over McGregor, Khabib has taken advantage of his important position to further his ultra-conservative worldview. In 2018, Nurmagomedov called for a crackdown on nightclubs in his native area of Dagestan and expressed dissatisfaction with a rap concert performed in Makla Chakla, which resulted in rapper Igor Creed canceling his upcoming appearances in the region as a result. Nurmagomedov spoke out against a play that had a scene in which a scantily clad woman was seducing a male in 2019. According to reports, he referred to the play as filth and advised that a government probe into its creation be launched and called for those involved to give a public apology, prompting the producer of the play to receive threats on social media as a result of his comments. Following the murder of Samuel Paty in Paris, Nurmagomedov expressed his displeasure with French President Emmanuel Macron in October 2020, stating that, "It is my prayer that the Almighty disfigures the face of this creature and all its followers for offending the feelings of more than 1.5 billion Muslim believers under the banner of freedom of expression. May the Almighty disgrace them in this life as well as in the afterlife."